A warning before you listen.
What you are about to hear is not meant for children, nor for the faint of heart. This is an unfiltered retelling of ancient myths, told as they were born, raw, violent, unsoftened. Expect scenes of brutality, curses that linger, betrayals that reshape fate, and a hunger for power that shows no mercy. These myths were never meant to lull children to sleep. They were forged in blood, shadow, and fire. So ask yourself, are you ready to hear them as they were first told? Sources and references can be found in the episode description.
Chapter 6. The Nameless Thunderbolt, When the Mountains Begin to Breathe. From the epic, The Age of Silence, Between Tyranny and Thunder. Nothing moved in the palace, but fear. Fear was running beneath the walls as though terror had chosen to inhabit stone instead of hearts. The silence wasn't peace, it was a threat. The kind of stillness that comes before collapse, something that couldn't be seen or held or spoken, but every living thing could feel it. Rhea walked slowly, as if the earth itself were watching her. She breathed carefully, as though even the air had become a witness to something beyond comprehension. Nights passed, and each one brought a shiver through her body for no apparent reason, like an unseen gaze pressing in from behind the mountains, like the wind had begun to stare. Then, one dawn, she didn't hear a name, but she felt the echo of breath. A deep, pulsing rhythm that didn't come from the world around her, but from something within the world, something on the verge of erupting into fire. "Is it Zeus?" she asked herself. Then answered softly, "No, this isn't a voice. It's a promise. And if it's a promise, it cannot be broken." Everyone in the palace behaved as if nothing was happening. The servants bowed, the titans sat on their thrones. The great seat of power stood unshaken. But the stones do not lie. Every tile underfoot gave off a strange hum, like it held a secret that could no longer bear its silence. On the other side of the palace, Cronus said nothing, but his gaze clung to the shadows, his eyes locked on the emptiness, as if trying to outrun destiny with nothing but a stare. Inside him, a whisper pulsed, one he could not bring himself to voice. "If I were truly a god, I would not fear my own child." And in the night, Rhea did not sleep. She walked barefoot through the cold, as if under trial. She sat by the window, not a window really, but a gate opened wide onto the unknown. The mountains stood there, unmoving in appearance, but alive, breathing. Yes, they were breathing. As if the heart of the earth had come back to say no, as if nature, after swallowing her scream for years, was just now beginning to shape her voice. And in Rhea's chest, what stirred wasn't hope. Hope was wine at the start of night, but this was blood, pulsing after the first sting of a cold blade. Zeus was no longer an echo, no longer a memory. He was fire walking on two legs, a thunderbolt listening for the sky to call it by name. And Rhea, she no longer asked, "Is he alive?" She whispered into the darkness, "If he is alive, let him return. And if he is dead, let him know I no longer seek peace. I have become stone, waiting not for forgiveness, but for justice." She closed her eyes. She did not cry. Her tears had dried long ago. Now began the age of waiting. An age that knew no mercy and did not seek it. An age that understood only one thing: What happens when the Thunderbolt is angry? This chapter of the epic has come to an end, but remember, what you've just heard is not a record of facts, but the echo of a myth, a story born from the imagination of the ancients, etched into the long memory of humankind. If this tale stirred something in you, if it opened a door to reflection or wonder, don't forget to support the channel and share the journey with those you love. And in the comments, tell us, which moment in this chapter struck you the most and why? We'll meet again in the next chapter of this audio odyssey through time. Until then, farewell.